On 1st July, Archangel Micheal says, a strange car will be parked near your home for the third night. The man inside carries a document meant to harm you. Open it quickly, Archangel Micheal says. Something disturbing is repeating itself again. And this time, it's not a coincidence. A car with black tinted windows will park outside your home tonight for the third night in a row. But the man sitting inside that vehicle isn't just lost or waiting. He is holding a folded document close to his chest. That paper has your name written in bold, and beneath it are intentions soaked in betrayal. It's a setup carefully planned, and it carries weight that could shake your entire life. Every Indian after 10 p.m. tonight is not to be ignored. A silence has been lingering outside your home, but that silence hides an agenda. The man behind the wheel is not a stranger to your story. He knows something from your past that was never meant to be uncovered. He has been instructed to deliver something damaging, twisted to look like truth. And he will wait, because tonight is the moment he was told to act. Archangel Micheal says, his soul is not clean, and he comes with false documents. His purpose is manipulation, not message. His silence is not harmless. Your door is spiritually guarded, but your name is being pulled into a paper war. This man is holding a key that doesn't belong to him, a key to a version of your life that is rewritten to serve someone else's plan. He watches with eyes that carry no empathy. He is working under orders, not emotions. Behind that black-tinted glass is a scheme meant to break something in you. The third night is a ritual of confirmation. They chose it on purpose. Comment below to block any evil plan. Your energy has risen, and dark forces can't stand it. That's why this man has been sent at night to avoid the light you carry. He was told you are close to winning something major. He carries a paper forged by legal hands, but its ink smells of lies. He believes you will stay inside, ignore him, and give him time. But you are not ordinary, you are chosen. Type Amen to get blessing 333. The paper has been printed with your full name and a date that will shock you. Someone you once loved is behind the letter, but they didn't sign it. They're hiding behind the man in the car, letting him risk everything. They think if they send someone else, you'll not recognize the betrayal. They forget you feel energy deeper than most. The man in the car feels watched even when you're asleep. This is more than just legal tricks. It's a spiritual violation. You were supposed to be broken by this, but instead, you're being awakened. He's not parked there for rest. He's counting the number of lights turned on in your house. He's reporting small details: when you move your curtains, when your pet barks, when your door creaks. He's been told what to look for. His memory is sharp, trained for surveillance. But he wasn't told you're surrounded by unseen protectors. Comment below if you feel something is off lately. Every time you ignored the slight knock or light flash near your window, you were actually brushing past danger. That car was planted to make you feel paranoid, but your senses weren't lying. You were right all along. On the second night, he took a photo. That photo's now circulating in a group chat meant to stir drama around your name. But they're going to regret pressing send. Your name will not fall. The man in the car is carrying a curse, but it's going to reverse back to him before sunrise. He's sitting there thinking he's brave, but he's clueless about the kind of forces protecting you. Type Amen to get blessing 404. He knows your schedule. He's watching for when you leave the house, when you return, what time your hallway light flickers. They want to use this information to twist a story. But God already sent angels ahead to intercept what was meant to harm you. The document may look powerful, but it holds no spiritual weight. Its lies will tear themselves apart before they reach your hands. Archangel Micheal says, tonight is a spiritual checkpoint. This is not just about a man in a car. This is a test of whether you will sit still or rise up in power. A woman is behind this plan too. She's watching from a distance, emotionally disconnected, convinced you deserve this storm. But her bitterness has made her blind to the protection surrounding your soul. She's using him because she knows if she shows her face, your spirit will sense her venom instantly. She didn't expect you to become this strong. That's why she resorted to secret messengers. Comment below if you've been feeling spiritual heaviness lately. Tonight, he will sit in the same spot at the same time. But this time, something different will happen. A streetlight will flicker right when he picks up the document. That flicker is not a malfunction, it's a warning from above. You will feel cold even though the engine is warm. Something will make him second-guess his orders. But he has a deadline. He was told that by sunrise on July 2nd, that letter must reach someone connected to your past. It's not meant to help you, it's meant to silence you. Type Amen to get blessing 777. There is a signature on that letter that doesn't belong. It's been forged to resemble someone you once trusted. The paper is meant to tie you to something you never touched. But the lie is already weakening. The ink smudged when it rained last night. The name looks crooked under closer inspection. They tried to make it look official, but your name rejects their plot. Archangel Micheal says, heaven has placed a delay on this scheme. The car may arrive, but the curse won't. The third night is symbolic: past, present, future. They thought they were ending your timeline, but they just activated your divine restart. Nothing sent against you will hold. Comment below if you've been dreaming of strange vehicles. You are not imagining it, your intuition is wide awake. That paper has already burned in the spiritual realm. What arrives physically will be powerless. That man is not a soldier, he's a pawn. He was promised money or favors, but what he's stepping into is far beyond what he was warned about. You are a force they should have never tested. When you step out and face this plan, your eyes will carry a light too intense to handle. He will look away before you even open your mouth. Type Amen to get blessing 616. Tomorrow morning, someone will mention your name in a conversation they weren't supposed to have. That moment will trigger a domino effect of truth. The person holding that conversation has always known more. A leak is coming from their side. Their plan is already being exposed by someone within their own circle. You don't even have to fight. Betrayal will do the job for you. They underestimated how protected your soul is. Even your silence speaks louder than their lies. You don't need to defend what is already divinely shielded. Tonight, take a moment and light a candle. Not out of fear, but as a declaration that darkness cannot linger where you live. You are not afraid. Comment below to reclaim your spiritual ground. As he sits outside, unaware of what's unfolding, his phone will begin to glitch. The names of his contacts will flash and disappear. His car stereo will buzz strangely. The presence surrounding your home is no longer passive, it's active. Your ancestors are watching. Your angels are posted like sentries. The third night will not be what he expects. He will feel like he's being watched but won't see anyone. That's how divine judgment whispers before it roars. Type Amen to get blessing 505. The woman behind this will soon panic. Her name is being whispered in places she didn't expect. People are connecting dots. The document was her idea, but now it's becoming a weapon she can't control. She wanted revenge, but revenge is now turning on her spirit. She won't be able to sleep for the next 3 nights. You are not broken, you're blessed. You are not confused, you're chosen. The reason they are coming for you is because you are about to rise beyond what they can explain. Archangel Micheal says, the third night brings revelation. Everything they hid will now come into the light. You don't need to chase the truth is already walking toward you. Comment below if you've been sensing a shift coming. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $20. The cow. A man. The letter. All will vanish like smoke, but your strength will remain standing like a mountain. This moment was meant to scare you. Instead, it will activate you. You are no longer the person they thought you were. Type Amen to get blessing 888. He thought your spirit would break once that letter was delivered. But instead, your fire is growing stronger with every minute that passes. His hand will shake when he tries to reach the door because something he can't explain will push him back. The third night is not for your destruction, it is for your unveiling. This is the night when the traps they set begin to collapse under their own weight. He's not just sitting in a car, he's sitting inside the circle of his own downfall. The woman who instructed him will feel an energy shift in her chest around midnight. She will reach for her phone, but the call won't go through. Her grip over the situation is slipping through her fingers like water. Comment below if you believe divine justice is real. You're not even fully aware of the magnitude of this attack, but your soul has already blocked it. Before the enemy even parked the car, the heavens placed a spiritual blockade over your name. You are untouchable when you remain aligned with divine truth. This man will not be able to finish what he started. He will feel cold in his bones even in the summer night. It's the power of divine resistance. Every time he blinks, he'll think he sees someone standing near your porch. But when he looks again, it's empty. That's not your imagination playing tricks, that's angelic presence making itself known. Type Amen to get blessing 909. They wanted to catch you off guard. They thought late night shadows would intimidate you. But darkness is where your light shines the strongest. This isn't just a letter, it's a spiritual test. If you react in fear, they win. If you rise in power, they fall. Archangel Micheal says, the third night brings reversal. What was meant to enter your life to harm you will now become the key to exposing them. Your own lies will speak louder than any voice you could raise. Do not be afraid to open the door to your future. What's coming next is not pain, it's promotion. What's chasing you is not judgment, it's just it. Comment below to reverse the plan of your enemies. The man in the car will soon receive a message. The sender's name will be familiar, but the tone will feel urgent. It's a last-minute command. Don't deliver it yet. What they don't know is that you've already been informed. You already feel the tug in your chest, the warning in your gut, the sense that something unseen is swirling around. You are divinely informed before things manifest. They underestimated the strength of your prayers. They ignored the purity of your heart. That is where they failed. Type Amen to get blessing 313. The papers in his hand will begin to feel heavy. He'll wonder why they suddenly seem too much to hold. It's because they carry the weight of deception, and that weight is growing. He will not leave the car. His feet won't touch your ground. Because the moment they do, spiritual alarms will sound in the atmosphere. You might feel a chill pass through the room tonight. Don't fear it, it's not an intruder. It's your guardian moving closer, ready to act if the darkness gets too bold. This is not a time to worry. It's a time to prepare for your freedom. You're about to be vindicated in ways no one saw coming. Comment below to protect your household tonight. Here's an address written on the envelope, but it's not just yours. Here's another location listed in fine print. It's where your name was added to a fake document you never signed. But before it can be submitted, it will be stopped. A light malfunction in their system. A glitch in their communication. You don't even need to fight this war. The higher forces are already handling it. Tonight, their plan breaks. Type Amen to get blessing 747. Archangel Micheal says, you were marked for attack, but you are chosen for elevation. That man was sent to delay you. But what he doesn't know is that this is the very night your next season activates. They sent him with a mission, but he will return confused. He will not be able to explain why he couldn't knock. Why he couldn't even lift the envelope toward your door. That's the divine block. The atmosphere around your home has shifted. No paper can cross that line. The woman who planned this will lose credibility. She will try to shift the blame, but those around her will see through the mask. Comment below if you're feeling breakthrough energy tonight. Even your neighbors will begin to notice the strange car. One of them might take a photo. That photo will be traced back to a man who was involved in another case of deception. The dots are aligning without you needing to force anything. Your name is about to be cleared with divine precision. Everything done in darkness is stepping into the light. She told him you wouldn't notice. She said you were too distracted. But she forgot your spirit never sleeps. Type Amen to get blessing 121. He won't return after tonight. They'll call him back and label it a failed mission. But in truth, it was divine interruption. Every fake document will dissolve. Every harmful plan will be revealed. Every shadow cast against you will break under your light. The third night was meant to be your unraveling, but it's become your resurrection. This moment will mark the end of their false control. Archangel Micheal says, the sword of truth has been lifted. The unseen realm has declared this night sacred. No weapon, taper, or person can alter your divine timeline. Comment below if you're reclaiming your peace now. By morning, your name will echo in places meant to curse it, but it will sound like a blessing. What was whispered in darkness will become your testimony. The very document sent to destroy you will become evidence of your protection. Let the man sit in his car. Let the lie sit in that envelope. Because soon, the truth will rise louder than all of them combined. Type Amen to get blessing 414. His final instruction was to leave the letter near your doorstep, hoping you'd open it without question. But what he doesn't know is that your home is spiritually covered from foundation to rooftop. That envelope will carry no weight on your soul. It will be just another failed attempt. Tonight, his heart will race faster than the engine he idles. Because something he can't see will press against his chest, a warning not from this world. His fingers will tremble as he questions why this task feels different than others he's done. Because you, chosen one, are not like others. Your name carries divine vibration. When it's spoken or written falsely, the energy of the light collapses under the truth you embody. Comment below if your name has ever been falsely used. Someone in their circle already regrets what's happening. They weren't strong enough to stop it, but their spirit is pulling back. They know you're innocent, they just lack the courage to speak sooner. They watched you rise and couldn't understand how you stayed so strong. That confused them, triggered them, and made them want to bring you down. But they forgot that you are rooted in something they cannot touch. Tonight is not just a strange night. It is a night of shifting roles, where the hunted becomes the untouchable. The man in the car will realize, too late, that he was sent into a zone protected by ancient promises. Type Amen to get blessing 383. You don't even have to speak tonight. The walls of your home will do it for you. They've absorbed your prayers, your cries, your declarations, and they echo back powerfully now. This document, even if delivered, will not enter your spirit. It will not be able to stick to your destiny. You are sealed off from manipulation. They might attempt to send another person next. A woman this time, with fake sympathy. But your discernment is razor sharp. You'll smell her motives before she even opens her mouth. You are done being fooled. Done being the quiet one who accepts. This time, even without speaking, your light will shout. Comment below if you're tired of people underestimating your strength. The paper has a lie about your finances. It's been twisted to make it seem like you owe what you never borrowed. They wanted to set you up with fear and panic. But instead, you'll receive unexpected favor. A banker or authority figure who reviews it will sense something off. They'll delay the process long enough for the trap to break. The man in the car will feel his task slip from his hands like sand. The more he holds it, the more the words on the page feel heavier. It won't even make it to your door. Type Amen to get blessing 232. Tonight marks the return of your spiritual inheritance. What they tried to take by trickery will now be multiplied and given back to you. You are walking into your next season with clarity, not confusion. You might feel tired, but it's not because you're weak. It's because your energy has been fighting battles your mind didn't even see. You're winning even when you're sleeping. Archangel Micheal says, you don't need to react to their chaos. Stay still and let the winds carry their lies away. But within will be erased. Let him sit in his parked car with trembling hands and racing thoughts. Let him wonder why he can't bring himself to finish the mission. It's not his choice, it's divine resistance. Comment below if you're claiming full protection over your life. From this night forward, no document, no false report, no twisted words will ever find a home in your destiny. Your name is now surrounded by spiritual light so thick, no shadow can creep in. You are covered completely. Tomorrow, your environment will feel lighter. Something will feel lifted, like a pressure removed. That's because the assignment sent against you failed. You will leave quietly. No doorbell, no knock, no confrontation. Just the weight of his failure driving him away under the midnight sky. Type Amen to get blessing 656 and the woman behind this. She will receive word that things didn't go as planned. She'll feel a deep inner panic, one that you can't explain. Her chest will tighten with the realization that her spiritual control over your life has ended. She will try to initiate another plan, but it will crumble faster than the first. Every move she makes now will be tracked by truth. Her shadows are losing ground. People around her are starting to question her motives. Her energy is leaking, and those who once followed her are pulling away. She is now walking in her own storm. Meanwhile, your home is glowing. Not visibly to the eye, but to the realm of spirit. Angels are stationed. Light beams from your roof. Comment below to seal your victory. Your sleep tonight will be deeper. No interruptions. No dreams of warning. Because the warning has passed and protection has taken over. Your future will remain untouched. This delay sent by paper will now turn into acceleration. You're about to see blessings appear faster than ever before. From now on, any person who tries to bring harm under false pretense will feel the same delay, the same fear, the same failure. Their energy will return to them tenfold. You are not meant to be messed with. Type Amen to get blessing 888. You were marked as weak by people who misunderstood your silence. But silence is not submission. It is strategy. They planned the third night with arrogance. But the third night became their downfall. A silent explosion happened in the unseen realm, and it ended the assignment forever. Archangel Micheal says, you are rising. Not just emotionally, not just financially, but spiritually. What didn't break you made your light impossible to hide. The car will be gone by morning, but your shield remains. Stronger, higher, brighter. Even when the tires roll away from your street, the memory of that car will leave a spiritual imprint. But it won't haunt you, it will remind you it would never touch you. That man came with harm and left with confusion. Your presence shook him without a single word. He could feel that the energy surrounding your home was not ordinary. He looked up toward your windows and saw nothing, but his heart felt watched. Someone whispered to him spiritually, leave now. But it wasn't a voice from here. It would have come for Wells his mission was never meant to enter. The third night had ended, but not the way they expected. Comment below if you believe no weapon formed against you will prosper. By dawn, the woman who sent him will begin to unravel. She will deny, deflect, and try to distance herself. But she has already been seen by divine eyes. The people around her will sense her fear, even if she covers it with fake calm. They'll wonder why she seems shaken. They'll begin to ask what she's hiding. What was hidden in darkness is now under judgment. Every word spoken against you in secret is echoing in the chambers of truth. Every lie written on paper and being rewritten by light. Type Amen to get blessing 919. Don't worry if you hear nothing more about the letter. It's already been torn in the spirit. Even if it ends up in someone else's hand, it will carry no fire, no strength, no power. Your name is a flame, and falsehood cannot hold on to flame. It burns through anything that tries to reduce it. That's why even their best planned scheme collapse without reaching you. Let this be your reminder. Nothing hidden against you will prosper. No enemy, no agent, no forged story can last against your alignment. You are not ordinary, you are appointed. Archangel Micheal says, tonight you were tested in silence, and you passed with grace. You did not panic, and heaven noticed. You held your peace, and the spirit world honored it. Comment below if you are walking into a season of divine justice. The next few days will feel lighter, like a spiritual fog has lifted. That's because the attempt that was meant to chain you failed to land. You may even feel more confident than before. That's not arrogance, it's restoration. You are finally standing in the full knowledge of your protection. The blessings that were paused because of this attack will begin to move again. Messages, payments, approvals, reconciliations, they are now being released. The delay is over. Type Amen to get blessing 373. The woman who planned this will soon face exposure. Someone you didn't expect will speak. Someone within her circle will no longer protect her secrets. You won't even need to defend yourself. Evidence will walk into the room before you. And truth will speak louder than your silence ever could. They'll say, "Why didn't you say anything?" But the answer is simple, because your angels were already shouting on your behalf. Heaven has a louder voice than any courtroom. That strange car will be seen one more time, not near your home, but outside a building where the truth will be revealed. The man inside will be recognized by someone who has seen him before, and his name will be connected to more than just your situation. Comment below if you're ready for what was hidden to be revealed. They tried to isolate you by fear, but they underestimated how much you've grown. This time, fear had no entry point. What was meant to trap you has now become your testimony. You will speak of this moment not as a victim, but as a victor. Not with trembling, but with power. Archangel Micheal says, this was the final attempt. They have run out of tricks. The spiritual legal system has ruled in your favor. Type Amen to get blessing 1010. Every person who contributed to this plan will soon feel exposed. Their names are being highlighted one by one. Even those who stayed silent will feel the pressure of their conscience. You will not gloat. You will not seek revenge. You will simply keep rising. The car was a sign. A final symbolic presence of the kind of energy trying to access your life. But tonight it was stopped and now the gates are sealed. You may hear a knock soon, not from danger, but from opportunity. A divine appointment is coming. And this time, it's one you can say yes to without hesitation. Comment below if you are ready to receive what was delayed. Your life is being repositioned. Your name is being restored. And your legacy is being protected. Let this final warning be a confirmation. You were never alone. Not when the lights dimmed. Not when you felt watched. Not when silence felt heavy. Your divine team never left. They just stepped forward quietly to block what could have shattered you. They stood at the gates of your home and refused to let harm pass. Type Amen to get blessing 808. Now you can rest. Sleep deeply tonight, knowing the plot has ended. Walk boldly tomorrow, knowing your story continues with power, with peace, and with protection surrounding every step you take. The war against you wasn't just about that document. It was a layered trap meant to break your confidence. First the fear, then the false proof, then the emotional collapse, but none of it worked. You remained grounded. You stood in silence while the storm circled. You didn't react, and that's what terrified them more than anything. The man in the car expected you to panic. He expected lights to go on, curtains to be pulled back, a sign of fear. Instead, he met a force he couldn't see but he could feel. Comment below if you've ever felt the air shift without reason. He didn't understand what was pressing down on his chest. He blamed the heat, the pressure, the stress. But deep down, he knew it was divine presence making him rethink everything. Inside the car, He began questioning the people who hired him. Who were they really? Why were they so desperate to destroy you? The longer he sat there, the less convinced he was. That's how strong your energy field has become. That's what happens when spiritual maturity grows beyond manipulation. Type Amen to get blessing 117. Meanwhile, in the shadows, the woman behind the scenes is losing her control. The silence from the car, the failure of delivery, the collapse of timing, it's all spiraling. Her hands are shaking, but not from guilt, from fear of being discovered. She thought using someone else would keep her clean. But the man she sent is now a liability. He knows too much. He's seen too much. Soon, he will be forced to choose, stay silent or confess. Either way, truth will rise. Because divine justice doesn't stop when the first plan fails, it pushes until all lies are revealed. Comment below if you're ready for hidden enemies to be exposed. She will try to write history. Say she never sent anyone. Say she had no involvement. But there's too much now, too many spiritual footprints. Every word she whispered is being replayed in the atmosphere. The energy of deceit cannot remain hidden forever. It leaves a residue, and that residue is being traced. And your name, it remains clean, untouched, untainted. Even with false accusations, your reputation is being divinely protected. Type Amen to get blessing 202 tomorrow. Expect something to feel different. A phone call, a cancellation, a conversation that exposes what they never wanted you to know. Your name might come up in a place you've never been, and what is said will shock those listening. Because the truth about the trap is beginning to leak. You don't need revenge. You don't need answers. All you need to do now is walk forward with quiet confidence, knowing that heaven is louder than gossip. Archangel Micheal says, this moment will be remembered in the unseen realms. The night the plan backfired. The night the enemy lost hold. Comment below if you're ready to enter your next chapter. You've passed the test. You've stood strong. And now the reward begins. A breakthrough is coming, not just emotionally, but financially. The resources you thought were blocked are now flowing again. Your delay was never about punishment, it was about protection. Everything stolen and the dark is being returned with interest. The time, the energy, the sleep you lost, they are all being restored. And the first signs will appear in the next 48 hours. Type Amen to get blessing 414. Even people who once doubted you will start to see differently. The way you carry yourself now carries authority. People will sense your shift without needing you to explain it. The man in the car might try to return one last time, but he will be stopped before he turns onto your street. His path is no longer open. Your protection has sealed it completely. And the woman who orchestrated this, she will begin to experience her own chain of delays. The energy she sent out is now circling back to her life through contracts, relationships, and loss of control. This is not karma, it's spiritual law. What you send returns, and what you fake becomes your burden. Comment below if you're standing under divine justice now. Let this moment anchor you. You were meant to survive this. You were meant to witness your own deliverance. You were meant to rise higher after they tried to drag you down. Your light didn't dim, it burned brighter. And that light has now become your shield. Sleep with peace tonight. Low document can distort your destiny. Obort Gorgon Thren your cone. O shadow can undo the light you've become. Type Amen to get blessing 303. The man who once sat confidently inside that parked car now drives with shaking hands. The road ahead of him is dark, but not because it's night, it's because he entered something spiritual that he didn't understand. He knows he touched something sacred and now can't return to who he was. He doesn't even want the money anymore. What he experienced outside your home broke his assignment. His silence will become his confession. His employer will reach out angry, demanding answers. But all he'll say is, "I couldn't do it." That's how powerful your spiritual resistance has become. Comment below if you've ever felt covered even in silence. Your energy has become so charged with divine power that even those with bad intentions can't stay close for long. Your heart starts racing. Your plans lose clarity. Their tongues forget their lies. Tonight, there are whispers in rooms you're not in. People who were once silent are speaking now. Not out of guilt, but out of fear that your light will expose their shadows if they don't speak first. The woman who orchestrated the plan is not sleeping tonight. You can't. Her dreams are haunted with images of the plan collapsing. She sees your face even when she closes her eyes. Type Amen to get blessing 515. She had a motive rooted in deep envy. It started small, a comment here, a complaint there. But it grew into a storm when she realized she could no longer keep up with your rise. He pays someone to do her dirty work. Someone who didn't know your energy. But that man now wishes he had said no. Because now he carries a spiritual mark that he can't wash off. Meanwhile, you chosen one are being elevated quietly. While they scramble, you soar. While they whisper, you ascend. You may not see it yet, but your next elevation has already been approved. The paperwork is being signed by heaven, not by man. And no false document can override what is divinely written. Comment below if you felt a quiet shift in the air around you. You'll notice things start working again. Messages come through. Delays lift. Conversations flow with favor. The very place they tried to bring destruction is the place you'll receive unexpected blessings. It's divine irony. What they planned to destroy you with will become the foundation of your next breakthrough. The man may try to disappear after tonight, but his name will be revealed. Not because you searched, but because truth always floats to the top. Type Amen to get blessing 606. You won't need to fight anyone. Heaven has already taken up your defense. Your only task now is to stay aligned, focused, and unwavering. Here will be a moment soon, a headline, a message, a confession that proves everything you felt was real. You will feel a weight lift. Not because you needed the proof, but because the truth is now undeniable. Archangel Micheal says, "This is your last night fearing shadows. From here on, your nights are protected, your mornings are accelerated, and your enemies are being exposed without you moving a finger. The door they wanted to break is now sealed with divine fire. Nothing can cross it. Your home has become a sanctuary." Comment below to declare your home spiritually sealed. Tonight marks not only the end of their mission, it marks the start of your next season. You are being restored. You are being vindicated. You are being prepared. The car may be gone, but what it represented will never return. The spiritual contracts formed against you have been broken in the atmosphere. You don't owe anyone an explanation. Let them wonder. Let them ask. Your silence is now your strength. Type Amen to get blessing 717. As the sun rises tomorrow, so will your spirit. You'll walk lighter, think clearer, and breathe deeper. Because you'll know you didn't just survive, you triumphed. What they meant to ruin you became your platform. What they meant to expose became your protection. What they whispered has now become heaven's shout on your behalf. Archangel Micheal says, the third night was not your end, it was your beginning. And now the path ahead is yours alone to walk with power, purpose, and divine protection at every step. And now rest, chosen one. The car is gone. The war is over. The blessing begins. Type Amen to get blessing 1001. The street may look empty by morning, but something powerful has shifted forever. The same ground where betrayal once waited has now been reclaimed by light. You walk across it not as someone being watched, but as someone being honored from above. The man in the car no longer carries your name, he carries a lesson. A memory that he dared cross into the territory of the chosen. What he planned to deliver is no longer a threat. It's now evidence of how strong your divine protection really is. Even his footsteps as he exited the vehicle left no imprint. Because heaven has erased all trace of the enemy's attempt. The energy hath been cleansed. The street hath been restored. Comment below if you believe divine light cleanses every shadow. You may hear others try to mention your name in confusion. They won't understand how you made it out untouched. Let them speak. Your words are powerless now. The woman who ordered this behind your back will now begin to lose control over her own story. The very people she used will question her intentions. The hands that helped her write your downfall are now pulling away. Someone close to her is having second thoughts. They've seen the result, and they no longer want to be involved in what feels cursed. They know the energy has turned. You don't have to say anything. Let the light speak. Let the truth be louder than your voice. Type Amen to get blessing 828. From this day on, your surroundings will feel safer. Because something spiritual was removed, broken, and dissolved. That car was more than a vehicle, it was a carrier of destruction, and now it's gone. Your door is no longer just a physical barrier, it's a spiritual gate. And no enemy will step foot past it. They tried and failed, and the realm they trusted has turned against them. Even the digital trail of that document is glitching. Files will be deleted. Data will be lost. Because when heaven intervenes, nothing built on lies can remain. Archangel Micheal says, your energy now repels all falsehood. Your spirit is too aligned. Your light is too intense. Comment below if you felt protection even without understanding where it came from. Expect people to come forward now. Expect apologies wrapped in fear. They'll come with trembling voices, unsure how to face you now that truth is winning. You will not entertain fake apologies. You'll recognize sincerity by the way they lower their eyes. Because the truth is they never thought you'd stand this strong. What you did. And now they must acknowledge what they tried to silence. Your name will be spoken differently now, not with gossip, but with awe. Type Amen to get blessing 343. The street will never feel the same again. What was once a space for silent attacks is now marked by divine fire. No one can use it against you anymore. That man who once felt confident enough to deliver false papers will now see your face in moments he least expects. Not because of fear, but because of regret. He knew. Deep down, He knew you didn't deserve what he carried. He will never do something like this again. And your story will be the one that turns his life around. Because when you're chosen, even your enemy becomes your evidence. Archangel Micheal says, your testimony now begins. And the heavens are watching with pride. You passed the test with grace and stillness. Comment below if you feel you're entering your testimony season. You'll begin to feel new energy in your house. Restful. Calm. Light will feel brighter. Even your plants will seem more alive. Because spiritual clutter has been cleared. The storm was loud, but your stillness silenced it. And now, the reward begins. Every second you remain silent, you build spiritual strength. Every minute you waited without reacting, you gained elevation. And now the divine clock moves in your favor. Type Amen to get blessing 727. The woman may attempt one last act, but it won't even make it halfway. It will be stop at the source. Because her access to your life has been revoked. Her whispers will echo into empty rooms. Her name will fade from influence in your story. Your power now speaks through your peace. The kind of peace that unsettles liars, that confuses manipulators, that shuts down every setup without a single confrontation. And soon, someone unexpected will step in, someone with authority who will side with you publicly. A reversal is coming. Your name will be cleared in places you didn't even know it was attacked. Comment below if you're ready for a divine reversal. Let this final reminder echo in your soul. You were never the victim, you were the evidence. The proof that light is stronger than darkness. That silence can be thunderous. That the stillest spirit can still shift the entire battlefield. And no one will ever park near your home with bad intentions again. The energy will reject them before their wheels stop rolling. You are protected, covered, elevated. And tonight, the street sleeps too. Because what once waited in silence has now been banished forever. Type Amen to get blessing 999. The morning sun will shine a little brighter across your street, not because of the weather, but because the energy has changed completely. Where once sat a threat wrapped in silence, now rests a space that holds your spiritual victory. You didn't just survive this ambush, you spiritually conquered it. The tires that once rolled in with dark intentions now leave behind no trace. The man who parked with evil in his hands has driven off with confusion in his mind and trembling in his heart. He has carried that cursed document far away, where it will dissolve before it touches your name. He thought he could deliver destruction. But the moment he looked toward your door, his courage shattered. He realized he wasn't just dealing with a person, he was dealing with a protected soul. Comment below if you feel a release happening around you. In another place, far away from your home, the woman who organized all of this will wake up and sweat. Something will feel different in her atmosphere. She will check her phone, expecting a confirmation, but silence will answer back. No message from the man. No update. No proof that her scheme landed. Instead, she will feel her chest tighten with a warning her spirit can no longer ignore. She messed with something holy. You did something sacred. And now the backlash begins not from you but from the realm above. Type Amen to get blessing 363. You are being watched again, but not by enemies this time. You are being watched by angels, by ancestors, by divine forces that have taken full command. They have written your protection into every breath you take. This is why you've been feeling strange lately. This is why your sleep has been broken, your dreams interrupted, your instincts sharper. Because your spirit was preparing for this battle. And now, with the mission failed, your spirit is exhaling. You can breathe again. Because the danger has passed. Archangel Micheal says, your door was tested but it did not break. Your name was whispered in darkness but the light answered back louder. Your home was targeted but it remains untouchable. Comment below if you now understand what those past few days were preparing you for. Let this be your reminder that you have crossed a major spiritual threshold. You are no longer at the mercy of other people's plans. You are now in complete divine alignment. Everything attempted against you from this moment forward will bounce back harder, faster, louder. You are no longer in the vulnerable stage of growth, you have entered divine maturity. People who once could shake your energy won't even be able to speak your name without trembling. Your lies will collapse in their own mouths. Their plans will cancel themselves before reaching your feet. Type Amen to get blessing 595. You will begin to see signs that everything is turning. Things that were once stuck will now move. People who once ignored you will now seek you out with apology or fear in their voice. And you won't even need to respond. Just watch. Watch as divine justice begins to unfold publicly. There is a shift in your home. Not just in atmosphere but in flow. Resources will move. Delays will lift. Long-awaited messages will suddenly appear in your inbox. And in the background, that woman will begin to unravel. Her name will be connected to failures, not power. Her circle will begin to shrink. Her lies will come back signed with her own name. Comment below if you've ever felt a peace that doesn't need explanation. You may even be tempted to feel pity for the man in the car. But don't. He had a choice. And while he didn't carry through, he still allowed himself to be a vessel of harm. He must carry what he tried to deliver. But you carry favor now. What was meant to be a cursed letter has now become the scroll of your ascension. Archangel Micheal says, nothing they ever write against you will enter your destiny. Their paper burns before it reaches your gates. Their contracts dissolve before they reach your name. Type Amen to get blessing 484. And now, chosen one, you rest in your victory. This wasn't just a spiritual battle. This was a prophetic moment. A heavenly announcement that you are done being targeted, tricked, and underestimated. Let the lights stay off outside. Let the street remain silent. That's the sound of peace reclaiming your territory. That car won't return. Not because he forgot something, but because his soul can't handle your atmosphere. You are a living altar now. Your energy repels what's not aligned. Everything about your life is changing without drama, without noise. Because peace is louder than anything they plan. Comment below if you know this message is confirming what your heart already sensed. You are no longer the same. This isn't just protection, it's promotion. And nothing, absolutely nothing, will be able to stop what's coming to you next. Stay grounded. Stay covered. And keep watching, because what's next is going to shock even you. Type Amen to get blessing 7777. The angels surrounding your home haven't left. In fact, their presence has only grown stronger. They've marked the space, sealed the air, and cast out any lingering residue of fear or harm. That vehicle, the one that waited for hours with twisted intentions, will never return. Not because he's given up, but because he's been spiritually locked out. The coordinates of your home are now hidden from those who plot evil. What was once vulnerable is now reinforced. The gate to your life has been upgraded, strengthened, and encoded with divine warning. Anyone who attempts to cross it will feel a chill in their bones they cannot explain. Comment below if you've ever sensed your space being spiritually secured. This isn't just about one man or one document. It was a test, a confirmation that you've outgrown the traps they used to set for you. That they cannot access you anymore, not through lies, not through fear, not through confusion. Every word written against you has now been reversed. The ink faded. The paper useless. The authority they thought they had over your life has expired permanently. You may feel your body lighter. That's the burden lifting. Your mind clear. That's the confusion breaking. Your room calmer. That's divine order returning. Type Amen to get blessing 1122. The woman who coordinated this dark setup will feel her spiritual power slipping. She will search for allies and find none. Those who once supported her are quietly backing away, afraid of being caught in her fall. Her plans will unravel publicly. Slowly at first, then suddenly. A trail of secrets will spill out, starting from something small, a text, a voice message, a photo. What she thought was hidden will become her exposure. You won't have to speak her name. The heavens will do that for you. And when they do, it won't be in whispers, it will be with truth loud enough to clear your name in every corner they tried to stain it. Archangel Micheal says, "Her words were curses, but yours have become declarations." She spoke against you, but you never retaliated, and that silence carried divine weight. Comment below if you've ever let silence do the speaking for you. There will be a moment where you'll be invited to speak, to explain, to defend. And you'll feel the power in choosing peace instead. That choice will carry you higher than any confrontation ever could. From now on, your discernment is doubled. You'll sense darkness faster. You'll notice when energy shifts before words are spoken. That's because you passed the test. The car, the man, the forged document they were allowed to come close but never to touch. That was the boundary of heaven. That was the limit drawn by your angels. Type Amen to get blessing 644. Let this next part sink deep into your spirit. You are in your rising season now. The attack was meant to delay, to discredit, to derail. But all it did was speed up your elevation. Because once heaven sees you pass through fire and still walk in grace, they open the gates wider. They expect new connections to arrive. Ones with pure motives, open hearts, divine alignment. The wrong ones are now blocked. The manipulators are being removed before they can get too close again. And that man, he will remember your name, but not with hatred, with humility. He will carry a quiet respect for the power he witnessed but could never explain. That's the impact of being divinely protected. Comment below if you're ready for divine replacements for every broken connection. Archangel Micheal says, from now forward, every attempt to write against you will be intercepted by divine wind. Every trap will trip the one who set it. Every mouth that lies will stutter. And the most powerful shift of all, you are no longer waiting for breakthrough, you are the breakthrough. Your very existence is an answer to what your bloodline prayed for. That's why the attacks came so strong. But none of them worked. Type Amen to get blessing 3737. This season will feel like a reward disguised as rest. Things will start to happen quickly. Answers you waited for will arrive. Decisions will go in your favor. Things you thought were lost will return in unbraided form. This isn't just peace after a storm. This is divine celebration. The spiritual world watched that car parked near your home, and they watched it drive away empty-handed. You won. Without reacting. Without fighting. Without even stepping outside. You won with your stillness. You won with your discernment. You won because heaven made you unshakable. Comment below if you now understand why things had to happen this way. You may not feel loud joy, but a quiet power is growing inside you. That's the mark of divine favor. And no one, no plan, no person, no paper, no particle can ever touch that. The chapter has closed. The energy has shifted. And now your real story begins. Type Amen to get blessing 0000 Dove.